WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
Hello. Welcome to Real Family Talk. This is your host, Jay Real. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday evening, man. I'm excited. It's a little rainy in the city tonight, but that's okay. Rain is is a good thing, man. It's been kind of dry lately, so I'm glad to have to let the grass get wet by the natural water. Save me some water on my sprinkler system. No, brother, I still watered my grass this morning. I'm just saying. But, yeah, man, good Wednesday evening. Let me go ahead and welcome in the panel with me tonight. Jeremy's in the building. How you doing, Jeremy?
Good. I'm sorry. I won't bother him no more. I promise you I won't bother him no
man.
more.
Chris Shaw's in the building, too, y'all.
I'm good. How you all doing out there? We're good. Everybody's good. I hope so.
Miss McCrae's in the building. How you doing, Miss McCrae?
I'm blessed. How are you, sir? In Orlando.
I'm doing well. And he's been gone for a few weeks, but Mr. King is back in the building. How you doing, Mr. King?
All right. I'm doing great. All my fans tweet me, Mr. Mikey King at twitter.com. I'm lying. I don't have a Twitter, so it's cool.
Alrighty then, man. You know what? First up, man, Jeremy had came in today. He told Miss McCrae how he was hungry. He wanted some crab legs. Let's get right to it, man.
Got a hankering for some seafood.
Miss McCrae, you're a big FSU fan. Jeremy is too, though.
I am too. I just thought it was funny.
But really, Miss McCrae? Some crab legs, Miss McCrae.
I saw it, and I was like, no, this isn't real. This is a joke. I thought it was one of those satire websites. They were just trying to be funny. Then I saw that it was real, and then the press conference, and I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah,
for those that don't know what we're talking about, Jameis Winston, the FSU quarterback that won the Heisman this past year, apparently, I guess it happened last night, they say, right?
Yeah. That
he went to Publix, in some Publix in Tallahassee, ordered some crab legs, and I believe he had some shellfish too, or some kind of crawfish or something else he had.
Yeah, crawfish.
Crawfish, okay. Some crab legs and crawfish from the Publix seafood, and then once he got the seafood, apparently proceeded to walk out the door. And obviously they went and said, hey, you didn't pay for that. And apparently, his excuse, oh, my bad, I forgot. How you forgot, bro?
How
you went to the seafood counter.
Do you forget?
Ordered the seafood and then went back out the door. You didn't have no Publix bag in your hand. You didn't go to the cash register, but you forgot.
The times that I've actually forgotten to pay for something at the grocery store, that bottom part of the basket, if I have some water or some Cokes or something and I just have a lot of food to buy and I put it all up there and I'm walking, I'm like, wait a minute. Uh-oh. She didn't ring up the water at the bottom. I forgot to put it at the top. I feel some type of way. It's something in me that will not allow me to keep going. So I would go back and pay it or pay it forward next time I go, whatever the case may be. Crab legs? You're not going to put that at the bottom of the basket.
No, you don't.
That's going to be right there.
That's in your hand.
That's in your you're going to smell the aroma.
Was he in Tallahassee?
Yeah.
See, this is what happened.
Okay. Here we go.
This I was talking to Jameis, whatever his name is.
And, but you was talking to him.
I was talking to him. No, we were talking on Twitter. So he was watching Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Okay.
It's an episode on Real Husbands of Hollywood.
I already know where you're going with.
With Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. Chris Rock says, I've been rich for the longest time. This is how rich I am. This is how famous I am. I'm a celebrity. He had a restaurant. He orders his food, eats the food. He stands up and he walks off. Nothing said. Nobody says nothing because it's Chris Rock. Who gonna say something? Kevin Hart tries that same thing, and he got Jameis Winston. They came after him. They tackled him, and I feel like that's really what happened because
that could be it. Maybe he didn't realize. He thought he was more famous than he actually was.
Thank you.
Either that or the owner of the Publix went to the University of Florida.
I don't know about that one, but I think he was like, I can just walk out with these crap. I'm
just be real.
I'm in Tallahassee too. Come on now.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Come
in
on
Tallahassee, You just won the Heisman and the national championship.
But here's the
now.
thing.
You're supposed to be able to get some free crap.
No.
That's all I'm trying to say.
His behind needs to
Say
lay
what?
low. You just were investigated for rape.
Exactly.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Go to class, play baseball, and keep your head down.
He on that
I was
list.
doing that.
Do your spring football.
I was sitting down.
Shut up.
Eating crab legs.
No,
with hot
bruh.
butter sauce.
All I'm saying is,
No.
if anybody should be able to get some free crab legs in Tallahassee right now, it should be him.
And
He put Tallahassee back on the map, y'all.
That's cool.
They ain't been on the map
That's
since Bobby
cool.
Bowden left.
Look, if I was up there, Jameis, come to my house. I'll make you the crab legs. You don't have to steal them, bruh. Because it's a headline.
It's a headline.
It's a big deal.
that brother spit in the water. They're gonna say that he was polluting the water.
Exactly. Just sit down.
Sit down, brother.
It shouldn't ring like that if you're in Tallahassee. That's all I'm trying to say.
You can't go
The water, it's a different environment now.
Right.
You fresh off a rape
what?
allegation.
In that vein, he probably could have went to the bar. You know what I'm saying? Went into the bar, and then you know what? They probably would have. They gave him free food.
Yeah.
They gave him free drinks. I think he's underage, but they probably gave him free drinks.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? At the bar, but you can't go to Publix, bro. Not Publix. You maybe go to a local establishment. They probably gave you a free sandwich.
If
But
he would've-
not Publix,
If
man.
you would have went
Come
to
on.
Walmart on Tharp, this is what you do, Jay. If you listening to me, go to Walmart on Tharp, bruh. Go down Tennessee Street, go past Apple Yard till you get to the Walmart on the right hand side. They'll hook you up, dog.
They don't taste the same. That's what
You
said.
not
He
gonna
gotta
get no
go to
free food from Publix, dog. Come on now. This ain't Albertsons. It ain't your store.
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
Jameis.
That
Now you
definitely is the place you're trying to
embarrassed
steal from.
everybody. It's a joke now.
It is a
They
joke.
got you posing with the Heisman now. Instead of the Heisman Trophy, it's some crabs. Like, bruh.
I didn't know.
Suspended from the baseball team now.
I didn't know what was going on. I seen him and Krusty Krab in a picture together, and so I'm wondering. I'm like, what? Where's SpongeBob?
And that's the good one, Krusty the Krab.
When when I see him and Krusty, and I didn't know what was going on, so I had to start researching it. And then
I need to find that picture.
it's they got a picture of a crab walking down on the dirt with his face on it. I done seen a whole bunch of you know they do a lot with the memes.
Oh man, but that's Jameis Winston, some crab legs. He needs to get it together, brother. He needs to get it together.
All I'm saying is,
He needs to get it together.
in Tallahassee, Florida, if anybody should be able to get some free crab legs at this point, right now, it should be Jameis Winston. He should get them before the governor.
Just
Nah, not at Publix.
I don't.
Man, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't
Not at
understand.
Publix.
Maybe at Walmart.
Let's we'll keep it moving though,
Who's in
man.
his corner though? Like, sit him down.
Somebody needs
Everybody's
to
in the corner,
educate
man.
him.
20 years
Bruh.
old, floating
Somebody
around
needs to
playing
educate
sports. Who in his corner?
Somebody.
He can't have an agent.
Friend, his daddy is in his life. He needs to jack his son up.
I'm sure he
Son.
heard. I'm sure he heard about it.
Look, bruh, let's talk. You messing up your future.
I'm sure he heard about it. You know, he from small town. I'm sure he heard about it.
Yeah, everybody from Alabama need to come and beat him up.
You
Look,
can't
dude,
do that. Y'all might
There
hurt
it
the
is.
football season. Now,
I got a
we can't
comment
don't
here.
hurt him, but
We
just
can't risk that.
rough him up.
It
Come
says
on now.
I got a comment. It says nothing in the world, nothing in this world is free. Don't steal. You have clout. Don't mess that up. Which is what he has. Like I said, he got over the little rape charge. He needs to get it together.
Yeah.
Sit down, chill out. You got another year of football. Does he have another year of football, and then he'll be eligible for the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, brother, you have all the crab legs,
Okay.
the
Oh,
crawfish
lobster.
that you want.
Hold
You don't
on.
even have to go to Publix to buy it. No
Hold
more.
on,
You know
hold
what I'm saying?
Now it also could have been somebody at Publix told him they had a hookup.
That's true.
And then something happened, and then he had to be like, "Oh, okay, well, I forgot," because you don't want to snitch on that person that was getting it to you for free.
I heard
because
that
they
too.
would have got in trouble. So it's multiple reasons. I'm gonna say this brother ain't that dumb. We gonna say it's a reason that we just don't know.
And that is possible because, like I say, to do the things he did last year. I honestly don't think he that dumb either.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's easy a possibility. You know, somebody working Publix say, "Hey, just come through.
I got you.
I got you.
Because
Don't
it's
worry about it."
Tallahassee.
Exactly.
I
You
got
I
already
got
know.
you.
You already know how
Yeah.
that go.
And then as soon as you get caught,
Yeah.
first thing, man, I left my food stamp card because they were cold crabs, and you can get cold crabs on the food stamp card, Jameis. If you didn't know that,
Yeah, you can. The shrimp, all that.
all of that,
All the hookups. huh?
sauteed shrimp, bubble gum shrimp, what you want?
Okay.
Man, 407-894-1680.
As long as they don't put no heat to it. you good.
407-894.
Even if they put the heat to it, as long as they ring it up right.
1680, man. Before I move on, man, I told you, man, every week, man, I'm shouting out this race, the runoff that's going to happen between Juan Lynham and Regina Hill, happening May 6th. Make sure you go out and vote, man. We talked about that. Every week I'm mentioning this. Only 10% of the voters that were available to vote went out and voted when the election went down back in August. So we got this runoff happening May 6th. So make sure you go out and vote for your particular candidate, whoever you like, whether it's Juan Lynham or Regina Hill. May 6th is the date. Make sure you go out and vote for the candidate you want to represent you. All right?
Hey, one thing I did see,
Sir.
pertaining to that, when I was taking my little girl to daycare, and I rode through Rock Lake, and they got signs out called Rock Lake to Vote. And they basically said out of the residents in Rock Lake, I guess it was only a handful that voted, and they had the number there. So they posting it there to get everybody to go out to vote. So that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. I'll tell you, man, we need to go out. Pick who you want. Because when the problems come and the city start doing the things that you don't want them to do, if you didn't go out and vote for the person you wanted to represent you, shut up. It's the bottom line. Nobody don't want to hear it. Shut up.
We need that sound bite from you. You got to record it. Shut up.
Go out and make your voice heard, man, so that you'll be represented properly. And then stay on top of whoever wins that race, because it's going to come down to whoever gets the most votes, whether that's by 1 vote, 2 votes, 3 votes, half a vote. Whoever gets the most vote, that's who's going to win. So make sure you're represented and stay on top of that person and make sure they do right by the district. All right, man. So moving on to our main topic of the night, man. We're going to talk to NBA. Everybody. Go ahead.
Before we get into that,
okay.
I want to highlight a story that's not getting much airplay right now, and it has to deal with human trafficking, enslavement. There are over 230 young women in Nigeria who are missing, and they were kidnapped by militants and an actual. Let me get this correctly. Some of the schoolgirls were abducted by militant Islamists in northern Nigeria, taken to neighboring states. 230. These are the age of the young ladies because they were sitting for school between 16 and 18 years old. You already know it's human trafficking. That's what, and we're not hearing anything about this. I found this on BBC. Our media, nothing. Because people are now, as the week is going on the last couple of days, people are now talking about it a little bit more, putting more pressure on it. But really, 200 and over 200 young girls kidnapped, missing.
I would say, though, that's one thing about the BBC. They're real good at world news in
Absolutely.
general. And they hit Africa pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a reason for that with colonization and all that thing. But they really are on top of a lot of the stuff that goes on in Africa, a lot of the atrocities and things.
We're going to have a conversation and table the discussion for our show about slavery is still happening.
Oh, yes.
Enslaving, human trafficking,
slaves. Slavery's never going to go away. It's just like
all those things, and we can talk about. But this here is disturbing. Go look it up in Nigeria. Let's. They've already actually started a campaign in the last day today. Actually, bring our girls back, save our girls. Trying to make the public aware of this. Not that we can do much about it, but just know and bring some awareness to what's going on. And that's just the few. They're still making these attacks at this school.
Wow, that is amazing.
Crazy.
We gotta love on Africa, man. We gotta do more to support Africa and help our brothers across the waters there, man.
That's all.
Appreciate that, Miss McCray. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
So NBA, like I said, there's a lot of good games going on. Oklahoma's down. Can you imagine? I'm surprised Oklahoma's down 3-2.
I'm not.
You're not surprised?
Did you watch the playoffs last year?
A little bit.
Who eliminated them last year?
Who eliminated who last year?
Oklahoma.
I don't know. I don't remember,
It was
brother.
Memphis.
Memphis eliminated them last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
they know how to play them. And they do what you're supposed to do. You make them uncomfortable. You make Westbrook the star. You win every time. Just saying.
Gotcha. But the biggest story, of course, is what's happening in L.A. Donald Sterling, LA Clippers. The owner, of course, got caught out there by his girlfriend. Married 50 years, still married 50 years, but he has an open girlfriend.
But what they say, they're estranged. And they say they've been estranged for like 10 years or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He's still married.
Yeah.
She's still attending the game.
I'm not saying that, but
Next to him.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
one of them things. It's accepted. He's doing this thing. They're really not together. It's one of them things. I read somewhere there said that I think she must have a part of the team. So for business reasons, that's why they're not getting a divorce. They probably haven't got a divorce. Let's say that.
Yeah. This is the second time the wife has sued the mistress also.
Was she suing the mistress?
Yeah, that's how all this started.
Break it down for me, Mr. Curry.
The wife sued the mistress because basically, oh, heifer, you taking money out my pocket now. And so she went to him saying, hey, your wife is suing me. Give me some money so I can pay for this. And during all of that, that's all this is happening. But it's because the wife is suing her. Who sues the mistress?
The wife is suing the mistress.
But this is her second time.
The
In
mistress
2002, she sued the mistress before.
The mistress ain't got nothing.
That's
This girl, 31 years old.
Well, she do got something. She got a couple of Bentleys, a Ferrari,
Yeah,
a couple
back.
condos.
She wants all that back.
Donald Sterling's worth $1.9 billion.
Doesn't matter.
That's right. It's one of
The
them
wife
things.
is okay.
It's
Don't
just principle. I
She
think.
is okay.
You taking
She is
from
not
me.
hurting. She is not hurting.
Yeah. The
But-
second wife. The second mistress, excuse me.
Wow. Well, anyway, you probably heard the story by now. The apparently they say the mistress, and I can't remember her name. I know it starts with a V something. Stiviano.
I hate to say that, but it ain't important.
It really isn't. But anyway, she recorded some conversations that they had where Donald Sterling was explaining to her, based on a photo she put up on Instagram of her and Magic Johnson, how he didn't appreciate ultimately her hanging out publicly with black people. She said he told her, you can do whatever you want with black people in private, from sleeping with them, hanging out with them. It didn't really care. But in public, you need not to be hanging out and posting pictures of black people. You need not to be bringing black people to the games and just publicly showing the world that you hang out with black people. And so, this recording got out. It lasted for about 10 minutes. I summarized it at about 2.
There's
Less
an
than
hour
that.
one, though, too.
But that was ultimately the story that got out on Saturday. Of course, by Saturday evening, it was everywhere. It was trending Saturday. It was trending Sunday, trending Monday. And then, of course, it's trending Tuesday because that's when Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, announced that he was going to ban Donald Sterling for life from any NBA-related activity, including the activities related to being an owner in the league. And then he also suggested he's going to start the process of having the league owners convene to be able to hold a vote in order to vote him out as an owner in the league, which requires 3/4 of the league owners in order to make that happen. So that's where we are today. We're waiting to see how soon, I should say, this league ownership meeting occurs to have him voted out. I've heard some suggestions today that the players are basically giving them a week, and if nothing happens in a week, there's going to be some more repercussions from the player end. But we'll see. I also heard a story today that I guess he was saying that he has to first convene like some kind of finance committee or executive committee.
I've heard that's supposed to be happening within the next couple of days.
Right, that happens in the next couple of days, and then I guess after those individuals meet, then the next step is to have a ownership meeting and take a vote.
For all you Magic fans out there, they've already come out and say they voting them out.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Every owner at this point
agreed.
Every owner at this
They
point is
better.
going to vote him out
They
because at the end
They
of the
almost
day,
have to. What they gonna say? They gonna be the one that don't vote.
exactly, they're
Yeah.
not going to be the one that doesn't vote him out.
Yes.
Hey,
Because-
you gonna see black all around the arena too, with no kind of sponsors.
Yeah.
Because the even though they are even though some of them may not disagree at this point, the vote should be held private. But as we know, in today's age, nothing is ever private anymore.
Yeah.
So the vote's gonna get out. So you don't want to be that one that got out that you voted for Donald Sterling. But I wanted to talk about the punishment and kind of move from there. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. But do you agree with the punishment? Do you think it was fair? Do you think it was too much?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. He needed the max that they can give him, because here's the thing with, now that we're looking at this guy and really paying attention, and a lot of articles are resurfacing, something that's been written 10 years ago. This is his life. That is his ideology on how he views the world. So he has lawsuits, sexual harassment suits, discrimination suits, like 30 years. This is the thing that's getting him really kicked off the planet. But he's been doing this. He's been known in the league. That's why I'm not patting the league's back too much, because they've allowed him, with all those lawsuits all these years, to continue to do this when everybody knew this is who he was. So now, because it's out in the open and you looking crazy if you keep him here, now we're going to kick him out. But he's been doing this for 30 years. So, yeah, it fits. I wish it could be more. Take all his money. Just take it all.
Man, you can't take the man money.
Just take it.
Man, money?
Just
That's
take
his
it.
money, Mr. McCray.
I know.
Take
his money.
on the backs of the people he can't stand.
First of all,
He got out and grind and got it, though.
first of all,
Exactly.
on behalf of all the racist people out there, this man was saying what he wanted to say in his home. He wasn't saying it to none of the players. He wasn't trying to. He said it at his own home. Now, if I ain't got the freedom of speech in my own house, where can I say what I want to say? If I'm a racist man at my own house now, I got all these black people working for me, and I have not shown any of them disrespect.
But that's the thing.
That's not true.
That's
not
why
true.
That you just missed. You came in late.
Well,
he has a history of discrimination.
Before today, with the woman, I don't know why he was dating a black woman anyway.
Come on. You saw 12 Years a Slave?
And she's black and Mexican.
I
He
just
said
had this
he doesn't
conversation with
like
somebody. You
blacks
saw
and
12 Years a
Mexican.
Slave. Look at your skin complexion. Look at a lot of people. They don't like us.
This
But
is my thing. And this is
But
this
I think he
is
even said in the recording she looks more Puerto Rican. People would think she's Puerto Rican.
Right. He said,
she
but
really
then he
like a
said he
tranny.
don't like Hispanics or Mexicans
That's
specifically.
What I think she is. I think she's a tranny. But personally, I think it's
Wow.
propaganda. You know me, I'm the conspiracy theorist. It's just not like he told her to record these conversations. Like
that's what they said. Yeah.
everything to me sounds like, and this is Micah King now. You ready? To put Adam Sandler, that's his name, Adam Silva.
Silver.
Okay, to put Adam Silva in the eye of the world. Now he is in the eye of the world. Everybody sees him. They know who he is. He has the power. He is over the NBA now. And that was the whole point, in my opinion, because some random side chick, you told her to record racist conversations of you, makes no sense.
Well, no, just to be technical, he never said that was his intent. His intent was to record the conversations because he was supposedly, getting forgetful.
He's 80. So he was forgetting
so
stuff.
that was, that's what they
forget
were
to be
saying.
racist.
It's hundreds of
You're right about
hours
that.
of conversation.
How you don't forget to be racist?
That's what I'm saying. That's
that's
who
who
he
he is,
is.
though.
That's
He is that guy.
ingrained in his
Exactly.
bones.
Exactly.
That's who he is.
What were you finna say, Jeremy?
The whole I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No problem.
He threw me off with that. Keep going, man.
So with all, it's a person that I follow named Mark Dice. And Mark said, with all the players in the NBA that say, racist comments about white people, whether it be, cracker, white bread, whatever racist comment that they make, every black person in the NBA has said it. They didn't call somebody a cracker. They didn't said all of that. Nobody gets reprimanded. I'm just not understanding. It's a two-way street with everything. Everybody has their racist side.
Here.
Everybody done said, you know what, these white people get on my nerves, and they done had a little racist comment about them. Now, I'm not defending the man, but I'm just trying to say,
Yeah, I get
why
what
don't
you're
nobody say nothing about them?
I get what you're saying, but the issue,
different.
The issue with that is, and
I'll tell
people
you
people did say that they were saying it's different because the position of power he was in, and he affects so many lives. That's one, but two, the NBA was pretty much didn't have a choice. They pretty much
really
didn't have a
didn't.
choice.
No,
They
at
really
all.
didn't. I tell you what, to be honest with you, this is the second thing that I'm upset about. Because I tell you what, boy, let it would have been a Puerto Rican person, man, wouldn't no Hispanics be supporting the NBA nan. I don't care if it was that team. You talk about somebody Hispanic, they are not going to support your organization any further.
But he said Hispanics too.
But my thing is this: she was black, and we facing it toward black people.
Hold
She's
on.
black.
We
and
got
We got a
Mexican.
caller. Go ahead and talk to me, Chris.
What's going on, man? Y'all know y'all going in. Listen, I think the punishment myself, in my opinion, is great, but a little bit too harsh. And the reason I'm saying it's a little bit too harsh, the $2.5 million, yes, he can get that fine because when he sell a team, he gonna get double back than that because you already say he worth how many billion?
1.9 billion.
He worth that much money, so the $2.5 million not gonna really hurt him because once he sells the team, it's gonna come back to him right there. But to be banned for life from every game, I just find that a little bit kind of harsh, in my opinion, because I feel that he should be able to at least go to the games, but he can't sit courtside and he can't sit skybox. He has to sit amongst the people that he dislikes.
Gotcha. All right. I appreciate that.
That's just my opinion.
And I want to piggyback on that because I think the punishment was too harsh, and quite frankly, I think the punishment actually benefits him. Even though I can understand why he's not going to see it that way, but I think it benefits him because what it allows him to do is it allows him to disappear from the spotlight,
Still get paid,
and enjoy the spoils that he has created over the years. As a matter of fact, he's going to sell this team for over $600 million. So the $2.5 million fine? Pff, come on, man. He made $2.5 million in a minute. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing.
The NAACP
so he's
giving
enjoying
back
this.
the money that he gave to them, right?
No, they didn't give back the money that they gave to him. Actually, it was UCLA that gave some money back to him.
Like,
that he
so
gave to
you
them.
giving the man
The
money back?
NAACP supposedly gave him some money back too.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
did that?
He was supposed to be awarded something from the NAACP.
A lifetime achievement
Award.
award.
Yeah, the second
Womp,
one. The second one, by the way.
That's the second
Right.
one.
But you know that was bought and paid for though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they are bought and paid for.
Again, and this further backs up my propaganda to put the new commissioner in the front seat to let it be seen that, he doing something, because you got this old man who 80 who need conversations recorded because he can't remember nothing. What business are you running in the NBA? You're not running any business. So you're trying to find some kind of way to get out of the light, like you saying. Now you're not even in the light no more, but guess who is? Adam. And that's all you keep on hearing is his name. You don't hear this man. You hear Donald and you hear Adam name more than anything.
What you finna say, Chris?
So when you look at history, remember back in the 1960s with the Watergate scandal?
Yeah.
The president recorded every conversation he had then. And that's why the Watergate scandal came out and about.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you just at that age or at that point that you should resign.
Right.
And in my opinion, he should have been resigned. Granted, with all the other stuff from the past that has never come to the limelight is going to come out now. And now everything is really going to hit him. And it's going to really hurt.
Right. I appreciate you calling, Chris.
Thank
man.
you, Chris.
I appreciate you. Y'all have a blessing.
All right,
You too,
Chris.
man.
It's just the history of this man. Let me just read a few. Let me just give you two,
I knew you was gonna hit us with it.
please. Let's just two. Elgin Baylor, and this was in 2009, wrongful termination. Now, Elgin Baylor was the general manager at the time, legendary basketball player. He sued him claiming the man had plantation mentality. Said he told him personally, I would like to have a white Southern coach coaching poor black boys. And the man was like, "Are you serious? Do you mean that?" He said, "Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that." Second, the Elgin Baylor said 3 top players, Sam Cassell, Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, complained that the owner, Sterling, brought in women to the locker room and said out loud, "Look at all these beautiful black bodies. Take a pic." That's just the tip of the iceberg. 2006, the Department of Justice brought housing discrimination charges against him for allegedly refusing to rent to African Americans at his Los Angeles resident complexes. It was settled 3 years later for $2.75 million, and he avoids, of course, admission of liability, so it's all under the rug. But it's a history. There's sworn deposition. He says, black people, I don't want black people in my building because they smell. They're not clean. And it's because all the Mexicans just sit around and smoke and drink all day.
Here's my
Excuse me?
thing, though. Here's my thing with that. Let's be honest, man. He's 80 years old, all right?
Absolutely.
He's an 80-year-old white man. I'm not saying all 80-year-old white men have some racism in them, but I'm going to say if you're 80 years old and you're a white man, matter of fact, if you're 80 years old and you're a black man, if you're 80 years old and you're a black woman, if you're 80 years old and you're a white woman, guess what you got in you? You got some racism in you, because that is the culture that you were brought up in, whether, whatever side you're on, you know what I'm saying? And so it's no different. If you go to the home of an 80-year-old black man and listen to him talk, he going to talk about crackers. He going to talk about the white man. He going to tell you how not to trust them crackers. You know what I'm saying? This is the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So the difference is he doesn't own a team, of course, on average. So it's not going to affect him in the same way that Donald Sterling did. But I'm not shocked or surprised, or I'm not even offended or hurt by these comments. It's expected.
But he
it's
needs
expected.
to go. It's time for that mentality to die out.
Here's the issue. We just got through talking about Jameis Winston, right? And if he didn't win the Heisman, if he wasn't the quarterback at FSU, you would have never heard the story, correct?
Of him stealing crabs.
Right, okay. Exactly. So the reason I say the NBA basically had no choice, because at the end of the day, it sounds good. We can't have this man in our league. At the end of the day, it's about money.
It is.
That's why they had to ban him lifetime.
And I hear you on
because first of all, we all know the sponsors for the Clippers start pulling out.
Mm-hmm.
So now what happens is, if he doesn't get that lifetime ban, how it affects the NBA, now you got these companies, they're going to have to start pulling back from the NBA, because then the next move is going to be, okay, let's boycott the companies that's advertising with the NBA because they're not getting rid of this racist. So it's just like a big domino effect, and it was just going to start going downhill. So they had to jump out in front and say, okay, we got to get rid of this man because we can't have him here. But at the end of the day, it's about the money. It's about the money. They can't risk losing all the advertisements and all those things like that, or they can't risk a player boycott in the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I hear you, and what my point is, obviously they made it's a business, and I also think it's an emotional decision. And you're right, they were backed into
it's a public business.
They were backed into a corner, and they had no other choice.
Yeah,
but I still feel like he's getting off easy, because ultimately he's going to fight them, because he's a lawyer. That's his background. So he's going to fight. But once he ultimately probably loses this fight, he's going to disappear in the background. He's going to now have $600 million more in his pocket, and he's going to enjoy his life. In essence, he's really not going to, what I think, is have to face the music of facing those gentlemen in the locker room and explaining to them why he said the things that he said, or apologizing, or whatever.
Okay,
he has to make good if he had to stay.
But let's be honest, would he have to do that anyway?
No.
Yeah, he would have to do that.
No,
he wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, he would.
Just
Because ultimately, if he stayed the owner of the team, he's going to need players to play for him.
Exactly.
And so having that mentality without checking himself, he wouldn't have those players.
There is no checking him, though. Did you listen to those tapes?
The man worth $1 billion. Yeah, it's going to sound
He's
good.
going to check himself.
For the first few, but see,
it may not be genuine, but he's going to have to check himself.
But Jay Real,
he's going to have to change his public profile.
Do you not remember?
No.
Had he stayed,
do you not remember the Clippers operated with a profit, being the worst sports franchise for like 15 years?
Worst.
They still operated with a profit.
I got that.
Okay, so
he was cheap.
At the end of
He's
the
been
day,
cheap for a long time.
Exactly. So
he's
at the end of
opened
the day,
up the purse in the last couple of years, though.
At the end of the day, he don't need nobody to come play for him.
Yeah,
long as he can squeeze that get the income statement in the black, he's fine. He cares about money. And you know what's going to happen? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, somebody go take the money. Then what he gonna do? Then he go get the black coach to come take the money. Then it's gonna be like it never happened. 15 years from now, if he was still in the league, it's gonna be like it never happened. No, when I say that,
because if you put stipulations on him, come on now.
I'm not saying what I mean by that is 15, 20 years from now, if you was still the owner, you still go see a team with 67% black players, possibly a black coach. That's what I mean.
I'm interested in the rumors of some people who may purchase. They've dropped Oprah's name.
They dropping everybody.
If what would be smart, what I want, how about some of the top players, Michael Jordan, what if they then combine their money and then own this team?
Well, Jordan already
got the Bobcats.
I just threw his name out there. But I know Magic has the Dodgers now.
Yeah, Dodgers worth a lot more money.
I'm just throwing out those scenarios. Like, that's what we want to happen. Like,
407.
why can't we own
they said
our own?
They said
407-894-1680.
They said Floyd Money Mayweather
Floyd
threw his name out there.
This is the problem. See, that's the problem. If we started our own NBA, that is what we want to have. We don't want to be in the NBA because you know why? It's more than just that one owner who feels that way.
Absolutely.
You know that.
And that's what I'm trying to.
They just ain't dumb enough to get caught.
Even when they was interviewing Phil Jackson, Phil was acting like in majority of the time, a lot of white people know how the white people feel, but they'd be like, I'm not gonna say nothing. That ain't none of my business if he don't like black people. I like black people.
They all knew about
that. That's why I don't respect. The decision to me is. Again, they did this out of emotion and public pressure. Yeah. He's been in the league 30 years. This is no surprise to any of them owners. They're not surprised by these comments.
They already knew he was like that.
They're not surprised.
I would say
they're just now forced to deal with it, but they're not surprised.
Well, I would say this, though. To some extent, they did say he was a loner. They say he didn't go to owners' meetings. He didn't do none of that stuff.
Man, he's been in the league 30 years. They're not surprised.
I'm not saying they're not.
What I'm
saying is it's not like he was chummy with them and really probably had some deep conversations with
30 years,
but I'm pretty sure he done. I'm with
if
him.
you
30 years.
But if you 30 years and you're a billionaire, do you have to talk to anybody if you don't want
the
to?
first 10?
You don't have to talk to nobody. You got the team.
After 30 years,
you don't have to talk to other owners. Is what I'm trying to say.
All I'm trying to say, after 30 years,
and they were the worst.
We own golf,
but you know what?
We're gonna be on the golf course talking, man.
You know what? You don't have to talk to them. I mean, y'all know this. All the owners of the NBA teams, it's not like the NBA is their business. Their business is outside of that. They acquired their NBA franchises because of the money they made in other businesses, and most of their attention is really directed to their other businesses.
That don't mean they don't talk at country clubs.
No, I'm not saying none of them talk. I'm just saying they were saying that he was. They're just saying that he wasn't one of those guys that was like around with the owners. That's
point I'm trying to say is this: like Miss McCray say, instead of everybody coming together to buy a team, won't they come together and start an NBA? You know what I'm saying?
What's the end? What's the extra end for?
I don't know. We're just gonna have an end.
That's what I want to know. What's the other end for?
I mean, because it's more. People don't understand that it's beyond money. If black people leave NBA, that's beyond money. That's a whole culture change. That's beyond money, and that's what they do not want. They don't care about the sponsors. Yeah, it sound good, but if ain't nobody black playing in the NBA no more, that's a whole change of how America is ran, dude. Seriously.
But here's the problem with that. Yeah. One, it's never going to happen because here's the thing we don't do. Here's the thing we don't do as black. Here's the thing that we typically don't do.
We sell out.
I don't necessarily know that we sell out, but here's what's going to happen. If they were to start a new league, first of all, if they start a new league, the salaries are for the first few years are not going to be anything close to what they are compared to the NBA.
I mean, close.
And so
they're gonna be making 40 a year.
And so as a result, there's no player who's going to stand up for gains that are not going to happen for another 10, 15 years. They're going to stand up and take that little salary in the beginning so that they, potentially can catch the big salary. Well, they're not going to catch it because they won't be in the league by then. That's going to happen 10 or 15 years down the line for those next few players. So they're not going to make that jump. The only way we're going to transition is by getting more black ownership within the league. That's the only way we're going to transition.
It don't got to be black, just more minority.
Nah. I doubt that. I figure that if we all pull out and we say, no, we not going to do it, then it's that simple. But like I say, we sell out. We want some money. So we going to do what we got to do for some money. We don't care about our race. We don't care about our people. We don't care about what it stands for to stop playing in the NBA. Like you say, it's all about the money.
Yeah,
they ain't going to get paid this and they ain't going to get paid that.
Yeah.
So that lets me know y'all ain't real black people then. Y'all just care about some money. Y'all green.
No.
I'm not gonna say they ain't real black people, but it's a business and in business, people want to make money. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
No, you ain't.
I'm with you because I've already had this discussion
You're
in
on the
other
other
realms.
side of the picket fence.
I've had this discussion in other realms about how we should start over and build from the ground up and then eventually own our own. So I'm with you on the concept, but come on, let's we honest with each other, and we know that that's not going to happen because again, these brothers are making at the peak. You got Kobe Bryant making about $30 million a year to play basketball, and this brother hurt. He making $30 million a year playing basketball, and then you got a few other brothers in the 20s. Then you got the brothers in the teens. And then you got those brothers that's just riding the bench, making a meal. Riding the bench, they making $1 million. He ain't even seen the court. He barely dressed out throughout the year, and he making $1 million, bruh. But you ain't gonna get brothers just to walk up and then be like, "Oh, we gonna go start out." No, bro, that's not realistic. Maybe we should. I can agree with you on the plan, but that's not gonna happen. The best way to infiltrate is to get more minority ownership within the league. That's why I hope when the Clippers get sold,
we need
it would be awesome,
group,
dude.
It'd be awesome if it went to a minority ownership group.
Do you see what Michael Jordan, the best player supposedly that ever played basketball? Do you see what he went through to own a team? He had to buy it from another black man because there wasn't nobody in the NBA gonna sell Michael Jordan the team. He had to wait for another black man to get it and sell it to him.
Yeah. That also has to do with the fact that Michael Jordan has a bad reputation when it comes to his attitude.
Right.
So that probably doesn't help.
Okay. There was a lot more to that.
Besides
Magic
Bob,
Johnson, on the other hand, everybody loves Magic Johnson. I believe Magic Johnson, if he wanted this team, it ain't nothing about a building a group, which I know he can come up with.
Magic tried to buy the Lakers. They wouldn't but sell Magic the Lakers. You think Magic ain't try to buy no team before?
Jerry Buss don't want to sell his team.
The Busses wouldn't go give it.
They don't want to sell his team.
That's a dynasty in itself.
So no, if the Clippers will ultimately, I don't know if it'll take a year or how long it's going to take, but they're going to ultimately go up for sale. And I can assure you, I'd be very surprised if Magic Johnson, which he said that's not in his plans at the moment, is according to him.
Grant Hill was though.
But if he decided to put together a team, which if anybody, if any black man can put together a team of people that can go and buy an NBA team, I believe Magic Johnson is the man to do it. And I think if he did it, I think it'd be very easy for Magic Johnson to slide on in there with his team of people and buy the LA Clippers. I think the NBA would love to have an association with Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson has that personality that draws people in. They need to expand. They want that franchise is really bubbling right now. They got a lot of great young players that are, you got Chris Paul signed on for the long haul. Blake Griffin should be coming up with a new contract here. DeAndre Jordan in the middle. People are liking him. When he's on. So they got a lot of young talent going on. They've been in the playoffs 2 consistent years. You put Magic Johnson in the fold, boom. It will be. I'm not going to say they're going to eclipse the Lakers, but they'll certainly bring competition to the LA scene as far as the basketball team is concerned.
You sound like a black person voting for Obama. But I'm gonna let you know, brother. It ain't gonna happen.
What does that mean?
They not gonna
what
let
does
no.
That mean?
That mean they ain't gonna let no.
And
black
everybody
man.
in this room know that ain't right.
What does that mean?
Everybody in the room know that Magic Johnson ain't finna be no owner of the Clippers. That's what it sound good. Like you were telling me, it sound good. But nah, man, they ain't gonna let no Brown brothers own no team, man.
Watch.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Oh Lord.
We'll find out soon enough.
And the only person black that can own a team is Bob. That's it. Name another black owner besides Bob.
That's why we need more.
That's why
time.
we need
this situation is creating a perfect storm and a perfect opportunity for them
and that's
to cover
this
happen.
Up. It's not affirmative action. Okay? If this was affirmative action, then I would see, a racist situation, so they put a black owner in there. But it's like, that wouldn't even make sense to happen.
You know what's going to happen? With the only way to they have to do some kind of media campaign to try to get them to seriously consider a minority group.
Yeah.
Again,
meetings of the mind is happening right now.
It all goes back to who is at the lead. Because ultimately it's always from what I can tell of those ownership processes, it's an interview process.
Oh, yeah.
There's always several people that step up,
Yep.
and they basically have to present their package to the other owners, and then the other owners have to buy into that person's package.
Right.
And so
make sure that
it's all going to,
about
exactly.
not just in it for money.
What
per
are you
se,
adding
they
to the league?
Right.
And so
Right.
from an ownership perspective, if there's one black man that I believe can
Wow.
close a deal
Okay.
Yeah.
and bring in a minority owner into the NBA
Mm-hmm.
where others have failed,
Yeah. And
he can succeed. That person would be Magic Johnson.
he has a record with the Dodgers. So it's the story is already written. It's already laid out there.
I'm
it
not
just
saying
needs
it's
to
going to
happen.
happen, brother.
But
It
let me-
could
I'm
happen.
saying
It would be
he's
great.
one of the few.
Let me
That
ask you
whole
this.
my
Floyd
point.
thing, that's a
Brother,
joke.
let me ask you
That
this.
ain't gonna happen.
When you got your
Floyd Miller
new
would never get it.
when you got your
Not a
new job,
majority
Brother
owner.
Real.
Floyd.
When you got your new job, they told you before they interviewed all those other people, we gonna interview some people, but you got the job. Ain't that what happened with you?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that happened with you, correct? They interviewed a whole bunch of people, but they had all the whispered in your ear, don't worry about it, you got the job. We just gonna interview it because that's what we supposed to do. Correct?
Okay.
Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say, because that's what has to happen. Y'all can fall into the propagandas because y'all don't want to see that you want Magic Johnson to be the owner. But come on, man.
It's the Clippers.
I don't want Magic Johnson.
I don't want Magic Johnson to be the owner either.
Not the
personally.
Clippers.
Not the Clippers. That's a sellout because you still technically play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Technically.
To me, nah, I don't want him to own the Clippers.
But
Come to the Magic.
That's his only
No,
opportunity.
please don't do that.
The Magic in the Magic. That's what I want to see. All the Magic
I
fans
don't
that
wanna
want to
see
see
that.
Magic own the Magic. Get the DeVosses out of that person. Just get them out
I
of there.
That's a
don't
whole
wanna see
another
that.
conversation.
But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. They're throwing out Oprah.
Yeah, throw it out.
They're throwing out Oprah as part of maybe joining a group that involves David Geffen, who's a record executive.
Yeah, I would say, but they mentioned
And,
David Geffen. That's the one you worried
and
about.
Larry Ellison.
To my old money.
Who owned Oracle. So that's out there too. And then there's a bunch of celebrities they say that are interested. I heard P. Diddy said he was interested, and Floyd Money Mayweather. Neither one of those two would own the team though.
Yeah.
Not majority on it.
Let's have some
They
serious
just need.
inquiries.
They need
please.
some. I'm saying, you need somebody else to bolster in another $100 million. Them two you can call.
Right. Yeah, but they ain't gonna need that.
Not necessarily need it, but it
They're not
depends on
gonna
how much debt they want to extend.
We'll see, man. Again, though, I think this whole situation is real interesting to me because I really think the NBA is being phony, in my opinion. Because again, the man does not go 30 years without everybody knowing where he stands, and it takes a recording, a private recording. Because at the end of the day, I honestly feel a man can say whatever he wants at his house.
Hey, I'm telling you, like
And,
the
a
commissioner
private
said.
recording.
When the reporter asked him that, he said, "Well, it's public now."
Right.
It
There
is
you
public
go.
now.
It's public
It
now.
is public now, but it is what it is, and he's
got
banned
caught,
for
that's all.
life. They said the players were ready to boycott. Had Adam Silver not said what he said, so that's interesting. I would actually, I think I would have preferred Adam Silver to suspend him indefinitely just to see if the players were
Where they really would have.
were they really going to walk off and not play those 3 games that were scheduled to play on Tuesday evening. I would have loved to see
I
that.
think they would have did it.
You think
They
would've
might
boycotted?
have, but you know what? As an act of protest, I think I would have enjoyed seeing that more than I saw that he bowing down to
No,
pressure.
that wouldn't have been good enough for me though. I don't want to see him do that. Oh, we're not gonna play tonight. No, you want to boycott for real? Say we're not playing again.
Period.
Until
Ain't no until.
he go.
Until a black person own the NBA.
Okay.
Until we get more
All
than one owner in the NBA.
All right.
Until we get some rights and we can say what we need to say in the NBA. This is what I'm trying to say, man. We just be like, well, we gonna take this one little thing, give us a check, and then we'll shut up about everything.
But that's
else.
the thing on the table. You got to deal with what's on the table.
Right.
You eat dinner one night at a time.
That's why, like Brother Real said, I would have loved to seen them boycott. Because if they would have
I
boycotted,
don't mind a boycott,
it
but
would have been in
the
their
boycott-
head.
But
Hey,
the
this is
boycott
the
one game
way.
don't do nothing.
I ain't but it wouldn't have stopped at one game.
No,
Maybe not. We
maybe
don't know.
not. That's what I'm saying. I would say if they said if they would have boycotted and said, okay, we're not playing again until y'all do something, then that's different because now you're talking about money. You're talking about playoff money. You're talking about ad revenue. So it's not just okay. The NBA got to figure this out because now they get their phone call from Sprint. The phone call from Kia, the phone call from every advertiser that already bought airtime from here until the finals.
You thinking the NBA worried about money when the NBA is simply a game of control, just like Ben Hur days. It's a game.
It is a game, but the game is funded by money.
If they don't have control of the game,
and the advertisers pay the NBA,
they lose control of society.
That's how they make their money. That's how they make their money.
You think it's about money still?
It is always
about
money.
control.
It's about
Money is about control.
Exactly, but you need the money to control them.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
If I make money, I got the control.
What?
Silence.
You just,
Man.
but that's money.
No,
what do you
make it? If it's about control.
You talking about physically
it's
making
about
the money.
control.
I understand.
It's not about the money. Who cares about the advertisers when we control the advertisers? The same people who control the NBA control the advertisers. But this is my thing. If the black people say, you know what, one day we just going to stop doing something and we just going to stop, it's a complete mindset change.
It is a complete mindset
and they don't
change.
want that.
Well,
So for them to
I would agree
prevent
with
that,
you.
don't even let that little bit of the mindset change get in their head because we got to control them.
All right, now,
All right.
okay, let's do this for me.
407-894-1680.
You start the charge. I'm behind.
407-894-1680.
You been said that. I've been starting the charge.
Where you start?
I was in Cali.
What
so-
a rally. Oh, okay, you was in Cali. I was hitting you up. I ain't see that. You was right there. You was right there. You could have run and punched him in the eye right there.
I didn't see him. I was right there. I had took the picture of the Staples Center.
See? You know what I'm saying? You advertising.
I didn't see him though.
You advertising.
I was looking for
They
him.
make money. As soon as you flag
Nah.
that Staples Center across the internet. Oh,
Nah, see what
the
happened
first
was,
thing you see Staples Center now, everybody think
he
Clippers.
shook
They
my
thinking the
hand
Lakers.
because I'm light skinned. So
Oh, that's what it is.
Well, see, that's what
Let's
Charles
not
Barkley was saying.
So
Charles Barkley was like, he
even
was so pissed
go
off because
there.
the dude used to just shake his hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
Speak to him.
Yeah, and he was
be
like,
all
yeah.
up in his face,
Yeah.
buddy, and behind his back, he was probably calling him a coon. Like seriously, come on, man.
It is what it is. I mean, that's what we do, though. That's what we do as people, man. That's why I say it's hard. I'm not offended. I'm not upset because that's what we do. Again,
You know
he's
what?
80-year-old white man. Talk to an 80-year-old black man. If he see a white man, he
Hold
gonna
on,
do the same
hold on, but
thing.
this is my
it's just
thing.
the natural of that particular generation. That's how they are.
And it's
you
time
know?
for them to
But-
be ushered
but
out.
Hey,
as a
hey.
younger generation and our generation, we don't typically react that way per se. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I still have
You must
my
ain't never been in the-
reservations.
You must ain't never been in a barbershop when they came and harassed somebody down the street.
I still have my reservations. So I mean, it's
Some
just a natural part of
some
who we are.
17-year-olds.
It's a natural part of who we are as people. Because in America, as they say, we're culturally raised to have some, we'll say, prejudices for sure.
Yeah.
And
Most
then
definitely.
those prejudices, if you compound them and build on them, and they become quote unquote. If you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they can call you a racist.
I wonder how many.
Just because you talk the truth.
Hold on. Though.
I wonder how many players now are giving their owners the side eyes. Like, okay, what you gonna do?
Well, hold on. Not even the side eyes. Hold on. First of all, I wonder how many players actually met the owner.
Ah, well.
You forgot now. The only people that really meet the owner be the all-stars who the owner be coming down. Hey, what's going on, man?
I
You know,
just-
A lot of these
I
owners
just-
hey,
are
dog, how you
hands-on.
doing?
Wait.
They're not
Hey,
just up in boxes.
be calling them
and
dog.
never
Dog,
talking
hey,
to
dog,
the
how you
team.
doing, dog?
I just saw a
Everybody ain't
meme.
Cuban.
I just saw a meme of the Dallas Cowboys talking about, please, Jesus, let Jerry Jones say something racist to get him kicked out.
Oh man. Hey, but you know what?
Jerry
The
Jones
one
is
thing we're
smart
not
to do that.
discussing that people really ain't talking about
he
enough.
in
Some people
Texas,
have brought
too.
it up. Is this David Stern fault?
Yeah, absolutely.
This all
He let
happened
this
under his
ride.
watch. Because I mean, you really want to think about it. Even with the remember Chris Paul was supposed to be a Laker, right? Who stopped it?
David Stern,
Sent it to who?
that dude.
That's his homeboy. That's why he was in the league that long.
Yeah.
Now that's what you do with your friends. Now,
Yeah.
okay. He finally decided. You know what? Hey, Dave, I want my team to win now. Oh, you really? Here you go.
I told you, bro. It's propaganda to put Adam in the forefront, man. The dude tired. The man is 80 years old. He don't care about their team, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna make money regardless. I'm 80. What I'm gonna do with the money
After
that
he
I'm gonna
sell,
make?
after he sell the team, he'll be worth $2 billion.
Exactly. So it's like, go
This is a win-win
Hey,
for
hey,
for
thanks,
Donald
Darky.
Sterling.
exactly.
It's a win-win for Donald
doesn't
Sterling.
lose.
Hey, thanks, Darky.
I'm 80. What you gonna do? Put me in jail? Like what? What? This is my thing.
You could bring me up on federal charges anyway. I'm gonna be sitting in the jail. I bill.
Chilling.
That's
My same homies, they own this jail.
when that's the thing that's again this disingenuous about this whole concept, man. You got the wife coming out. Oh, I didn't know he said things like that. Man, you've been married.
Nah,
you
nah,
been
nah, she
married
lying.
you
You
been
talking
married
about
for
somebody
50
lying. She lying.
years. Y'all been
Yeah.
together 50 years.
She's the one that's lying.
Come on. The kids, I can't believe my dad said, what? He raised you.
Right.
He raised you.
You know the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, because
man.
sometimes parents good at hiding stuff.
No, they're
it was
not
No,
that.
they're not.
That's again. That
No,
is
they're not.
ingrained in him.
It's some stuff I ain't know about my parents. I got grown, so
That's
I'm just trying
who
to say.
he is.
Because if they'd have brought Malik home, I'm sure he would have said something about Malik.
Well, how you know they wanted to bring Malik home?
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm trying? That's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
he warned them not to bring Malik home.
I'm
That's
not
my
saying
point.
they did, but they don't necessarily have to. He ain't necessarily have to say that for them to want to.
Come on,
they
man.
was raised in the society too. Everybody got their own prejudices.
Everybody, come on, man.
I think America just
I'm not
segregated.
offended by this.
America is very segregated, so that's probably why nobody is really they're not
Of course
appalled.
it is. That's how they make money.
And that's what it is. It's segregated. So
I got to label everybody. If I can label it, I say this is this.
personally, I
can
would
market
love to see a Hispanic own the Clippers.
That would be good.
That's what I personally would love to see.
That
Somebody
would be
Hispanic.
good because that's a better representation of LA.
It's in California now. You got a black owner, you got a Spanish owner, and then you got the rest of them.
This fool said the young lady is black and Mexican, and he said he didn't think she was black and Mexican. He thought she looked Hispanic. That's Hispanic. Mexicans are Hispanics, bro. He couldn't understand why that was an issue. He said she looked more white. He said, no, people look like you as a white girl. Nothing about that. She has a European look. Absolutely, she looks mixed, but she's clearly
A trainee.
okay. Black.
This is what this was about. Okay, I keep going back to this. Didn't y'all see 12 Years a Slave? Don't y'all see our different shade colors walking around here? All right, they did not like the men, but they loved the women. So it really didn't even matter. All the other stuff didn't even matter.
I'm not surprised by that either. But before I go, man, one of the other stories, on Facebook, everything happens on Facebook, man. They've been talking. And I've remiss. I want to bring up one of the stories. Good friend of the show here, Jason Henry, brought up. So everybody's talking about Donald Sterling, of course. But there is a Supreme Court hearing going on where they are actually discussing whether or not police are able to tap into your
But not tap in to be able to search the cell phone.
Search your cell phone. Thank you very much. Search your cell phone
Without a warrant.
Without a warrant, exactly. Which is even, of course, that's a much bigger issue than Donald Sterling, because as we know,
It affects everybody.
everybody. I mean, 90%, 95, 98% of America uses their phone these days for everything.
Yep.
Use it for your email, your text, your phone calls, business if you're doing business, because you're emailing people right off your phone so that it's quick. You're texting them to discuss business. You're messaging them on Facebook. So the idea that police would be able to search your phone without a warrant. What? You're talking about an invasion of privacy.
No, just the funny thing, the lawyers are trying to argue that they're trying to wrap the phone in as just like regular personal property, like cigarettes or your money clip or something like that, how they can just go through your pockets and search that. They say, oh, that's the phone. What you know is a bunch of mess. I mean, obviously they just trying to, they just want to win, so they try to, make it seem like that. But it's really hilarious how much they're really trying to push it through the silly arguments that you hear, so quote unquote intelligent people try to make.
Right. But you got to watch out, man. Pay attention to what's happening in the world, because as always, the government is continually to try and take our rights away, which I know is a subject Mr. King will certainly and gladly talk about. But the Patriot Act, they're tapping our cell phones, the NSA, and now the Supreme Court or someone is trying to seek and see if the Supreme Court would give free will to just take your phone, no warrant, and search through it to find whatever they want to find, whatever they're looking for, randomly for absolutely no reason at all, as far as I'm concerned, because that's what's going to happen. Once they get if they approve it, once they get the ability, then you're going to be pulled over for a traffic stop. Hey, let me check out your phone for a second.
And that's one of the cases. I think one of the cases that is before the court is the guy was originally pulled over for was it a seatbelt violation, and they started obviously they started questioning him and searching him and all that. So,
but what can they find in your phone?
It depends on what you do with your phone.
Yeah,
bro.
because they had
Text,
it was one case they said, I think it was one of the cases they argued is the reason they won it because they ended up looking through there, saw a number, traced the number back to a house, and when they went back to the house they found guns and drugs. So
right.
Oh my God.
they're trying to loop it,
Exactly. So they can find anything in your phone, bruh.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter, whatever it is. But the point is, they shouldn't have that ability to just tap into your phone and just start searching it for whatever reason. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna search it to see what's in there, and hopefully you're lucky enough that you're not doing anything negative. But if you are, now they get free real to just search your phone.
Negative. Don't do nothing private, personal. Don't do nothing in your phone,
Steal
man.
crabs, just
don't have no pictures.
Get
Talking
the
about that's my
crabs.
girlfriend.
Get the crabs, just don't do no other stuff.
That's not realistic.
Just
98% of America.
Just don't be no celebrity
use
to
their
get
phone
crabs.
for
That's all I'm trying to say.
So it is what it is. Most people are doing just that. And so, again, it would be a travesty of justice if that were to hold true, man.
Don't forget about the affirmative action.
Affirmative action, you talking about the court ruling last week?
Yep.
I'm all right with that one, personally.
Of course.
There you go. Never mind.
We don't have time to get into that
God.
You don't want to talk
today.
about that with me.
Never mind.
I'm actually all right
Cut
with
your
that.
mic
Why'd
off.
you even
Cut your
ask
mic
him
off.
that question?
Cut your mic off.
This is Fox and Friends over here.
I'm all right with that one. Simply put, we have an opportunity, and there's so many more options for us. I could really care less about the schools that don't want to necessarily include a policy related to affirmative action because we're doing well.
That's you.
We're doing well overall without those policies.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Because
So
everything
we're
you see
all
now
right.
is with those policies.
And trickle down. If
So
one
wait
has
till
the right
they
to
take
say
them
no,
away. Then
Yeah, you're right. They're all gonna jump in and say no.
exactly.
But
This
hey,
is
man,
trouble.
there's enough HBCUs in America that if we need to get to school and we can't get to
Well, let's
UT,
just-
we
but-
can get in that HBCU. And
Yeah.
HBCUs, as far as I'm concerned, are providing just as well as the education as the other ones.
Blow
So-
up.
so it is what it is.
Nah,
Again,
I don't
as I
doubt.
say,
I don't doubt that. But
we're
all of them,
all right.
everybody ain't all
We're
of them
all
are
right.
not cost feasible though. Let's be honest.
What, HBCUs or?
Yeah. Because a lot of them private.
All
That's
the
what I'm trying to
colleges ain't cost
Right,
feasible, bro. I mean,
college.
what's that?
I'm just
UCF
saying.
ain't cost feasible.
say. The in-state tuition it is.
Man, we want to thank you for listening in. This is your host, Jay Real, signing off. Make sure you check out the new website, RealFamilyTalk.com.
It's great.
RealFamilyTalk.com.
It looks good.
And check out the new logo as well.
Yeah.
It's on the website. It's on Facebook. It's on Twitter. Check us out. See you next week. Weebly.com.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
For those of you that think that gospel music has gone too far, you think we've gotten too radical with our message.